Hey, welcome back. I have another video, and this time here I am going to be looking at the finished terrain piece I've been showing off for the last couple of days, I think it was. This is the GW Warhammer 40k Battlescape. This is at least 10 years old, if not older. And it's just kind of this sort of like unique crater. They've sold a lot of different craters over the years, and this one here was one of the more unique ones, because instead of being just a circular crater, this one here is like a big, like, irregular rectangular shape, a couple of smaller craters, some burned out trees, blown out trees, and a rhino ruin, like a wreck of a rhino. And yeah, I bought this when it came out. I thought I'd use it, and I just didn't. I don't know. I think when I got it, I put it together and just kind of went, oh, I don't think I like this. And then it just kind of like followed along for years, either in a tote or sitting on a shelf or whatever, till just recently I looked at it and said, I think it's time to paint this. So I was priming some things, and I took this outside with me. It just happened to be right there. And I figured, why not? You're going to get primed up too at the same time. So I did it in a zenithal, like I tend to do. A little bit harder with this because it's mainly flat. So a lot of the zenithal was focused on the trees, but I did just sort of like hit all over the ground with a bunch of patches of grays and whites, just to give the contrast and speed paints some different colors to latch onto, with the little bit of black showing here and there too. And that's the other thing too. I did paint this with contrast and speed paints. I normally would not do that for terrain, but because this is such a weird piece with a good mix of flat and like textured surfaces, I decided, you know what, I'm going to try it. The trees took the contrast paint awesome. The ground took it awesome. Surprisingly, because, I guess the rhino did do really well in contrast, and that's just because it was this rust scheme I came up with that I shared in another video. So, pretty much can't go wrong when you're just like trying to make it look bad. So all the little splotchiness sort of worked out in my favor on here. I think it turned out really well. I'm very happy with the rust effect on this. Nice and dark, but just enough little brighter patches of orange that it does sort of brighten the whole piece, which is the same reason I threw this flock on at the end. But yeah, anyways, just did contrast paints, mostly browns, and then the grays for the rocks all over this thing. The trees, same thing. Hit the whole thing with a wash, homemade black wash, and then I was just kind of dry brushing. Dry brush the rocks, dry brush the trees, layered dry brushing, very light, building up lightness as I went. Just basically like put some on my palette, dry brush that color on, add a little bit of white, dry brush that new mix on, add a little more white, and keep doing that to brighten it up here and there. And then after all the dry brushing was done, I just added a little bit of flocking here and there, and it's a mixture of a little bit of green and a little bit of brown dead grass. It's quite hard to see, actually, once until I zoom in on it. But it's just a dead grass. I figured, this place is all burned out. It's been shelled. That the dead grass sort of makes sense. But I wanted the green grass, not just as a way to like add a little bit of color and appeal to the piece. I just wanted that to show that like time has passed and it's kind of coming back to life. So there's patches of green showing up. And then I used this AK water gel transparent stuff. It stinks, and it's like basically just a white glue. Like, it doesn't stink too bad, but like it's not a pleasant smell. It's got that really like strong chemically glue smell. I don't know how to explain it, but you've probably all smelt it. But yeah, it just globs on like white glue, and then you just leave it for a day, and this is what it looks like when it's done. Again, hard to get a good representation on film with just like a phone camera. One day, maybe I'll be able to afford a nice camera. But it's pretty good. I mean, like, I'm happy with that. And yeah, that's the piece. I mean, it's a nice piece. Once it's all done up, I think at the time when I bought it, I didn't have a vision for what I thought it would look like. And also, I think I sort of looked at the Rhino and just said, "Oh my god, that just looks like so much work." Because going back like 10 plus years in my hobby career, I put way too much effort into everything I did, and I'm like not a golden demon painter like or anything like that, but I would try to improve just by forcing myself to do too many details at times. And really what happened is all that would happen is I would just like half finish a project and get bored with it because I just put too much on my plate. So once I decided I was just going to like do really fast and dirty rust. That's a big chunk of it that was gone, and then the rocks took contrast paint really well, and so did the ground and the trees. It really didn't take long to do the initial painting. I mean, contrast paint plus the wash, a lot more time was spent waiting for it to dry than I spent actually putting the paint on. And yeah, I mean, after that, it was just some dry brushing. So I'm pretty happy with it. And if you guys like this video, just let me know in the comments. If you can think of anything that would improve this even more, I'd always be down for hearing it. Obviously, yes, I could go back and really take my time and pick out more details, but honestly, I just don't want to. If that's what you tell me, that's cool. I'll listen, and you're right, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend any more time on this doing little details because it's just a terrain piece. At the end of the day, I want the stuff that looks good here in this space. I want that to be the minis. I want to be able to take a model. I don't have any painted models next to me right now, but just imagine Strachan is painted. I just want to drop down some painted minis on this little piece and have the piece complement my minis, not my minis complement the terrain. Yeah. One other thing, I've kind of been toying with this for a while. If you guys are interested in it, there is going to be a link in the comments for a Discord server, because you know what? I actually want to see what you guys are working on. I enjoy talking with everybody, and I hear what you guys are working on from the comments, but I'd love to see what you're working on. So if that's something that interests you, just look in the comments and you will see a link, hopefully. I'll put that maybe the next time at the start of the video, so people who don't listen to the end hear about it, but that's okay. I do appreciate everybody who actually listens to the end. Anyways, I'm just rambling now. So anyways, thanks very much. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.